What if chasing happiness is the very reason you can't find it? Most people spend their lives searching for happiness. They believe that more money, greater success, the perfect relationship, or endless comfort will finally make them feel complete. But some of history's greatest philosophers and psychologists reached a surprising conclusion. Happiness alone isn't enough. A meaningful life is far more valuable. And paradoxically, it's often the true source of lasting happiness. Before we begin, if you enjoy videos about philosophy, psychology, and personal growth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment answering this question. Would you choose a happy life or a meaningful one? Now, let's begin. From a young age, we're taught that happiness is the ultimate goal. Advertisements promise happiness through products. Social media displays carefully edited moments of smiling faces and perfect vacations. Success is often measured by how happy someone appears, but beneath the surface, something doesn't quite add up. Many people who seem to have everything still feel empty. They achieve their goals, buy the house, build the career, gain recognition, and yet an unsettling question remains. Is this all there is? This question has echoed throughout human history. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle argued that the highest human goal wasn't temporary pleasure, but eudaimonia, a word often translated as flourishing or living well. Unlike ordinary happiness, which comes and goes with circumstances, flourishing is built through virtue, purpose, and the full development of one's character. For Aristotle, a good life wasn't measured by how often you smiled, it was measured by who you became. That distinction changes everything. Happiness is an emotion, meaning is a direction. Emotions naturally rise and fall. Purpose can remain steady even during life's hardest moments. Think about a parent caring for a newborn. There are sleepless nights, constant responsibilities, and endless challenges. The experience isn't always pleasant, yet many parents describe it as one of the most meaningful chapters of their lives. Meaning often asks us to sacrifice comfort for something greater. The same is true for artists who spend years mastering their craft, scientists who devote decades to difficult research, teachers who shape future generations, doctors who work exhausting shifts. None of these paths guarantees constant happiness, but they often provide profound meaning. Psychologist Viktor Frankl understood this better than almost anyone. After surviving the horrors of Nazi concentration camps during World War II, Frankl observed something extraordinary. People who found meaning, even under unimaginable suffering, were often more psychologically resilient than those who focused only on immediate comfort. He later wrote one of the most influential books on purpose ever published, Man's Search for Meaning. Frankl argued that human beings are driven not primarily by pleasure or power, but by the search for meaning. When life has purpose, suffering itself can become bearable. This doesn't mean suffering is good. It means suffering can be transformed when connected to something larger than ourselves. Modern psychology supports many of these ideas. Researchers have found that people who report a strong sense of purpose often experience greater resilience, healthier habits, stronger relationships, and higher life satisfaction over time. Interestingly, these benefits frequently appear even during periods that aren't especially happy. Purpose provides stability when emotions fluctuate. Imagine climbing a mountain. The climb is exhausting. Your muscles ache. The weather turns cold. If your only goal is comfort, you'll probably stop. But if reaching the summit matters deeply to you, discomfort becomes part of the journey rather than a reason to quit. Meaning changes the way we interpret hardship. It doesn't erase pain, it gives pain a context. If happiness is your only measure of success, You'll abandon worthwhile pursuits the moment they become challenging. Meaning encourages you to continue. Another important difference is that happiness is often self-focused. We ask, what will make me feel good? Meaning asks a different question. What can I contribute? Notice how many of life's most meaningful experiences involve serving something beyond ourselves, helping a friend through hardship, raising children, creating art, mentoring someone, volunteering, protecting nature, building a community. When we contribute to something larger than our own immediate desires, life often feels richer. Ironically, happiness frequently appears as a byproduct. The more directly we chase happiness, the more it seems to slip away. The more fully we devote ourselves to meaningful work, relationships, and values, the more genuine happiness often emerges unexpectedly. There's another hidden danger in making happiness the ultimate goal. It encourages comparison. If everyone else appears happier than we are, we assume something is wrong with us. One reason meaning lasts is that it shapes identity. Happiness asks, how do I feel today? Meaning asks, who am I becoming? That question reaches much deeper. Character develops through repeated choices. Integrity grows every time we do the right thing despite inconvenience. Compassion strengthens every time we help someone without expecting recognition. Courage develops every time we face fear instead of avoiding it. None of these qualities requires constant happiness. In fact, they often grow most during adversity. Think about the people you admire most. Are they remembered because they lived comfortable lives? Usually not. They are remembered because they stood for something. They sacrificed, they persevered, they served, they created, they inspired. Their lives mattered because they pursued meaning beyond themselves. This doesn't mean happiness is unimportant. Joy is one of life's greatest gifts. Laughter matters, celebration matters, rest matters. The mistake is treating happiness as the destination instead of a companion along the journey. A meaningful life contains moments of happiness. It also contains grief, frustration, uncertainty, growth, love, loss, hope, all woven together into a story worth living. Perhaps that's why people nearing the end of life rarely ask whether they were happy every single day. Instead, they ask different questions. Did I love well? Did I use my gifts? Did I make a difference? Did I stay true to my values? These are questions of meaning, and they often determine whether a life feels complete. So if you're searching for happiness, consider shifting your focus. Instead of asking, what will make me happy today? Ask, what is worth dedicating my life to? What kind of person do I want to become? How can I leave the world a little better than I found it? Those questions may not always produce immediate comfort, but they lead towards something far deeper. In the end, happiness is like the weather. It changes from day to day. Meaning is like the compass. It continues pointing you in the right direction, even during storms. Life was never meant to be a non-stop pursuit of pleasant feelings. It was meant to be an unfolding journey of purpose, growth, contribution, and love. And when you build a life around meaning instead of constantly chasing happiness, you may discover something unexpected. The happiness you were searching for has been quietly following you all along. If this video gave you a new perspective, like, subscribe, and leave a comment answering this question. What gives your life the greatest sense of meaning? Your answer might inspire someone else. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, happiness is wonderful, but meaning is what makes life